The issues that affect mums in rural areas are some of the issues that affect lots of people living here. Poor public transport links is a big problem. If you don't drive, or if you have access to one car in a family but your partner is away during the day.
So it's Mum Supporting Mums project. It's just about supporting mums in rural areas who might feel isolated, who might have issues with transport, not being able to get into groups, meet other mums, and just supporting them in whatever way we can.
Well, to get here it would be quite difficult because I'd have to get the bus from Drumore to Stranraer and then get another bus from Stranraer to here.
It's nice to have a local group that they don't have to travel to, because I know sometimes the buses are not even suitable for pushchairs and they can't get their pushchair or pram into the bus.
But as myself, I don't drive, so I'm glad I'm in walking distance. So,
when I was up in Douglas, there was only one bus an hour, so you really had to go and walk places.
Douglas is a very rural place. Not really that much to do. But then
there's no much for the kids either.
And then all of my friends moved away. My partner's from the Highlands, so he didn't know anybody in the area. So when we came down, we didn't know many people bar my family.
I think because we are in such a small area and we are apart from the town. I mean, we're 7 miles from the town, so there's quite a lot of people that would feel slightly isolated living out here.
You're quite secluded. Lucky growing up here that I know everybody, whereas if you just moved into this area it's quite daunting and everybody knows everybody else, but you're like a wee outsider, so it can be quite daunting that way.
Basically, if you're living in rural areas, can you feel quite isolated, lonely, can be quite daunting for a new time mum.
Unfortunately, in the rural areas there's very little going on for mums with babies and young children, so my role was to try and find these mums, see what they want, and try and see what we could do to set whatever it is up.
What happens in communities are different. People have the groups that make sense for them. And a group can be anything from people meeting once a week in the same place, the same time, to a couple of folk just keeping in touch with each other through phone, social media, that kind of thing. Everything in between. Some of them do things like go for walks, some of them organise groups that are like traditional parent and toddler groups, some just meet in a cafe every week and have a cup of coffee and chat to each other.
So we started off with 2, and at my last count there was 15 mums that have been to visit us on a Tuesday. They don't come every week, but they come when they want to come, and that's the beauty of being in a coffee shop. It's very informal.
We started up Mother and Toddlers, was it last year in February? A year ago in February. And it kicked off really well, and then we were talking to Healthy Valleys, and we started up the Buggy Walk as well. And we've tried our hardest to get more people involved, because there's normally just the 3 of us, and we've tried our hardest to push that out with posters and the Facebook page, things like that. But as far as we know, there's the 3 of us.
There's 3.
And it's great because when I moved here I didn't know anybody.
I mean, Healthy Valleys have obviously done this for us, so I think you could just put them in touch with them. It's obviously not just quite as straightforward as going out, and you have to be walk trained and all the routes have to be risk assessed. But I think really it just starts the foundations of meeting people, and then from that you can do other things together.
Healthy Valleys have helped us set up the Buggy Walk group. They funded us to get our walk leader training, because we've done courses in that.
Anybody could do it. It's just needing to be committed and help people. The hardest bit's starting the walks up, but once people see it's there, they just want to keep coming, and it's just the first bit that's tough. But if people join together, it would be worth it.
Jo from Outside the Box had made contact with me through work because she knew I worked in the council, and she basically came out to one of our sessions at Portpatrick Primary and told us all about the Mums Supporting Mums project that's going on just now.
So this is Portpatrick Village Hall, where the local mums and dads hold their baby and toddler group. It's only been up and running a couple of months, and the Mums Supporting Mums project have been helping them with funding, paying for the hall, and they meet on a Wednesday afternoon.
So our first steps of setting up a parent and toddler were finding out who would be interested to come along, and there was quite a lot of interest out there to come along to the group. So Carolyn and Karen and I kind of took the heads up and got things started.
So we get the insurance through that, and you join the Scottish playgroups, and they'll send you lots of information about what you need and things like that. They'll also come down and do risk assessment on the venue and make sure that there's nothing that you need to change there, and it's suitable for kids.
We all kind of used our own specialities, with Carolyn being in the kind of nursing side of things. I work in the local council. Karen's really good with artistic and things like that, and her husband set up our Facebook profile. So everybody's kind of came together with our specialities, and we've done as best we can to try and get things up and running.
The mums have to think about what they can do with what they've got in their area. So if they are living in a rural village, they might only have a small community hall. It might be too expensive to rent out. They could maybe see if there's a coffee shop available with a wee back room that they can use. They might also want to meet up at somebody's house, so to have it in a rota that somebody can come to their house. They can also maybe ask the school if they've got a spare room that they can use. So they need to all come together and have good ideas and see what they can do with what is available. Not so scary just to text a message in, whereas it can be quite daunting if you have to phone somebody up or you have to go and meet them somewhere. And Facebook as well, it's really simple. Everyone's mostly got it on their phone now. They can just one button and that's talking to lots of different mums from their area.
When we got together, we looked at how we could keep in touch, and one of the sort of easiest ways to do that was using Facebook and using social media.
It's just good to make sure that everybody's got support. So even if you're not able to come for a few weeks, you can still keep in with everybody, still find out what everybody's up to.
My health visitor and a friend told my mum about the group, and I looked on Facebook as well and found out about it and decided to come along.
We're on Facebook, so...
And this hall keeps a leaflet around all the doors, and it keeps everybody up to date with anything that's kind of going on in here as well. So it's a small village, so everybody gets to know everything.
We're quite a small group at the moment, so we've all got each other's mobile numbers, so it's really quite easy just to to and fro.
I keep in touch with everybody outside the group and that through Facebook, and we go to like other groups as well, like the book bug sessions and like fitness classes and that as well.
We have a Facebook group set up, but not everybody's on Facebook, believe it or not. So we tend to communicate word of mouth and emails, and we've got contact numbers for everybody. When everybody joins, we get them to fill out a registration.
And they've given me a sheet with all the phone numbers and that, and I will keep in touch with every one of them.
The advantages of Facebook is obviously, first of all, it's free, and second of all, it's really reliable. We don't always have good phone signals and things down here.
If you need a question, you can always ask somebody, put it up on your Facebook and ask everyone to comment, and then you find out information that way. So it can be helpful in a lot of ways because everybody's always got different advice they can give you.
There's a real fear with new mums that when they're a bit up and down, which they would be hormonally with baby blues early on, that they're going down the road of postnatal depression. I think the group's been helpful with that because they get reassurance, but they also get encouragement to come back to us if there are any problems.
The groups have sometimes been good at encouraging each other to get back in touch with a health visitor or a GP, to say, no, you're not fussing, I think you ought to check that out, and just giving people a bit of support when there's, a wee one's not so well.
They'll come through that, they see others, and therefore they feel, that there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. And it's all right us talking about that in a sort of clinical health centre setting, but it's not the same as chatting to someone and just getting that reassurance that they will come through things.
From the health visitor's point of view, there's lots of things they would like to do with groups, with individual mums, but they can't, so this is a better way to do it.
And it's almost like a drop-in. They don't have to come along every week if they don't want to. And I think the peer support is invaluable, really, because we can't give that level of support within our time constraints. And not only that, I don't think professionals are the right people to provide what is available here.
And even if they did have the time, people need to find their own friendships and get their own lives, and health visitors know that that's a good outcome for them. So having a place to point people to it gives them an additional resource to draw on.
I was diagnosed with postnatal depression and went to my health visitor, and I was getting assistance and help about that, and they suggested coming to the group because I was reluctant to go outside in any way. I would find an excuse to avoid everything, so they suggested it and I didn't want to come, was completely against it, but my partner literally dragged me out of the house into a taxi and brought me along and stayed with me for the first time, and absolutely loved it, and it's definitely helped a lot.
From joining the groups, I've felt as if I've gained a lot better. My fitness levels went up and I feel more healthier in myself, and obviously my wee girl, she just loves getting out and about in the walks and seeing all the wildlife.
And I think sometimes you feel really isolated in your thoughts as a mum, or as a parent in general, and I think it's not. I think they're quite common worries that we have as parents, so it's really just good to come down and be able to share that.
The impact of that is much greater than our having the time to sort of see people regularly and one-to-one with us. I think they're going to get far more benefit from being in a group.
Just having somebody to talk to meet up with, or to be in touch with, has been great. And what women have said is that they meet people through the groups, but then they keep in touch with each other outside it too.
It's once a week that we all come here, but some of us meet up and have wee play dates.
Because a lot of your friends who don't have wee ones are like, nah, I don't want to hang about with you now, you've got a baby.
Yeah, and we've become friends as well, so it's like an extended family almost.
It's quite good to have that support, and even just meet up and have a coffee and a chat and a bit of adult company as well. It's definitely good for morale of parents.
Yeah, it makes a lot of difference because I'm getting adult conversation rather than in talking to children all day, and it's good just to get out.
And it wasn't until Poppy came along that I found myself sitting in the house on my own. So the buggy walk was perfect just to get me out and get to know some faces round about me.
It's somewhere I can come and get advice from other mums and share tips and get a bit of emotional support as well.
I like that it's relaxed, it's chilled, everyone just sits and chats and plays and quite happy, and you can ask anybody any wee questions or worries you've got, and generally somebody will have an answer for you and just help support each other.
The socialising, meeting people. As I say, I moved here and I don't know anybody, and I probably, if I didn't join it, I would still be sitting in the house. He's getting it.
So finding friends is good for them. Good for the children, having someone else to play with, having friends for the wee one, that can be a big bonus for a family.
So it's good for the children and the parents, I think.
The babies can all interact together. It's literally just the whole package of everything that you could need.
The thing I most enjoy about bringing the boys down to the group is just seeing them interact with other kids.
Oh, it's excellent. Craig, my little boy, is just so interacting with the children, it's brilliant. I can just relax and sit back and just getting on with the parents is brilliant. It's like I've known the parents for a long time and I've only just met them.
And they just really enjoy playing together and getting to know each other, so that's been really nice.
It's just about the mums getting out, about the kids socialising, about the mums socialising.
They learn from each other's experiences. They gain a bit of confidence because what they're feeling, somebody else is feeling.
I think it just gives them a bit of sense of community as well.
It's good to know that you're not on your own and there's friendly people about for a chat, you know, when you need them.
Meeting up with Pamela and Adele, gossip, company for Kiva.
We had a few bottles of wine while we were filling in the forms and stuff, so it was good to do that while the dads babysat.
There are groups that are now making connections with their local communities. They've met people who have helped them, but they're now helping groups back in turn. Because a group's now started to use the village hall, that's making the village hall a bit more viable, and these resources really matter in small communities. They matter for everyone that uses it. They matter for the Old People's Lunch Club and the bowling club and the annual fair and everything else. So somebody using that week in, week out is a big help.
And you get involved in a lot of the fun day things that help the Valley Road, and which brings even more groups together. And because we've done that subway walk.
We've done a fun run.
We all had it when we were younger in the hall as well, because our mums used to do it, and we just thought, let's get our heads together and get it set up so the kids can socialise together.
We're in the local village hall here in Portpatrick, which is owned by the council at the moment, but the community council have taken on board and have done quite a lot to the hall, so we're trying to make it more community orientated and encourage groups like ourselves to use it. It's an ideal venue for us because there's plenty of room for the kids to run about and play.
I mean, I think from the point of view of the wider community, obviously there's spin-offs to the spin-offs here, for example, where I'm based for the coffee shop.
And it's been great for business because they've been coming in, they're bringing in their families, and it's just been a really positive thing for the group, and the babies are quite fab.
The coffee shop will welcome the business. You are going to meet friends because people are going to come in, and it can be as simple as that.
And it's supporting the community, it's showing people that we're here for them, that we're a safe place for them to come, relax, and they can bring their babies and they don't have to stress out.
And hopefully it will continue for many years and we can pass it over to new mums that come on. And but I just think it's really important for the kids because they don't have anything to bring them together in Portpatrick.
Get out, get some fresh air, the babies will sleep and you can just have a blather.
It's teamwork. It's all about letting everyone feel equal, having their say, and peer support. You have the ownership of it. It's not somebody else that's running it. It's you. So you get to make the decisions.
There's no need for any budgets, for any committees. It's just mums meeting for a coffee once a week, and anybody can do that.
I think it's nice, the DVD, because they don't necessarily need a group of people to come and show them what to do. They've got it would be a tool for them to use to actually set the group up themselves, you know, with the other resources that are being set up, to have that confidence to know this is what we do, this is how we do it, and other groups have done it, and maybe even reach out to those other groups and say, you know, how did you do this?
couple of first steps. You can contact us, have a look on the website, get contacts with networks in your areas. The partners in this project have been 3 local organisations that each have a responsibility around health and well-being, and there's something like that in most parts of Scotland. They might be doing something similar, or they might be happy to talk to you about doing something similar. The other thing you can do is just start. Think if you know one other person who might want to just meet up once in a while for a cup of tea and a chat. And if you want some information on how to do that in a way that's safe for everyone and is going to work well, look at the tips and hints that the people involved in this project have put together, and that'll encourage you to get started.
I think just the name itself is the slogan enough. Mums supporting mums, because that's what we do. We support each other. So
the more people that see you, the better it is, I think, because then other people want to join in.
I think I'd just say that if you are in our situation, then I would definitely recommend setting up a play group or a parent and toddlers, because it's definitely worth it. It is hard work, but it's not impossible.
Probably just come along and speak, make friends, and everybody would probably support you and give you a hand. And if you needed it, just ask, and we're all here to help, kind of thing. Because we've all been there struggling a wee bit and just needed a wee hand, even just for a couple of hours.
Get out there, show your baby off, and just have fun. They grow up so quickly as well, so when they are young, just make the most of it.
Please come and join us. You don't know what you're missing out on.